Everybody coming to start talking.
So does the rent affect our tour plan?
Được chưa? Nhưng mà nó chở mình tới cái Warner Bros Television.
That's the entrance.
Nó quay vòng.
Folks, now everybody, I'm going to be your lovely tour guide for about the next 50 minutes here today. I would appreciate it if you all did me a favor and please get all of your polo jokes out of your systems now so that we can move on with our lives and enjoy the tour here today. Now, as we get started here, folks, here in the background of any of those photos, folks, please just make sure that you tag me before I head right on over in there, and then I'll take us all straight over. That work was done for the 1980s film adaptation of the Broadway musical. On the ground there, you are all going to be able to see a plaque that is dedicated in that film. Now, folks, pretty much what the whole purpose, very locally for us Californians, in cities like Pasadena, that black building in front of us, folks, that is going to be where they all slowly. So they all turn around and cowardly run away from that crime happening there. And folks, actually speaking of the Justice League, Hennessy Street here has been able to be transformed into the entirety here on this very road. And folks, if you guys now want to take a look on this next road that we're driving down, it's called Tenement Alley. And this is where they filmed all of the Chinatown opening. To the side of that wall, holding hot dogs in their hands. And Rory is a small town in there. Now you guys can also look over here. That is the full Abbott Elementary set that we have from the show. But folks, this right here is what is known as the single biggest backlot in all of Warner Brothers. You guys can actually see this theater here. Here's where Joey and Chandler attended the red carpet. Is just a couple inches taller than him. So he asked if you're gonna go ahead and hop on out of the cart and take a quick look around.
That when this was a grass street. Now it's not grass.
Hard to believe that this same street was turned into a future.
Hi everybody, this is that practical set that my host ceiling above us here. Believe me guys, we're the metal pipe going across the top side there. That is what's called the lighting grid.
Our SJR Theater says, welcome to Warner Brothers Studios. Yay!
And when he decides to finally open the doors, and he's thinking to himself, wow, she took that like such a grown-up, she was so mature, that went great. And then she popped right out of that third-story window and yells, hey, Rob! Because that right there is none other than Rory's perfect study tree. Absolutely done. In fact, she loves it so much that she would have that tree all to herself. And friends, lastly, you're at Chilton Academy. Once again, all of these locations are at completely different.
This is part of your Stars Hollow event. This is like the Friends.
Single thing that is filmed inside of this stage. You can see it was built back in the year 19. Movies and shows that have shot in here. We've had back.
We hired a stunt performer for that intro.
Back where we left here, we got a clear code, so let's Always watch your head on the monitors and all right, everyone. Now, right up ahead of us is that courthouse that we saw in the video that Ben Affleck used for his Best Picture winning film. However, what it is probably most recognizable for, this right here is the entirety of the Gotham City Police Department from the 1966 Adam West Batman TV show. This is where we saw both Batman and Robin pull up in their classic 60s Batmobile, and they ran right up those very steps there to go and meet Commissioner Gordon and find out which villain it was that they had to defeat in that week's episode. And folks, we're about to make our way right across into the front lot to check out the rest of our sound stages. Now I'm going to have you guys look right across the street over at Soundstage 24. That is stage 25 neighbor. And it doesn't, you guys can look right over here to the right and see yet another legacy plaque, which is of course the Friends stage plaque. Or this is where 9 out of a 10 total seasons of the Friends was filmed. You would have found everything from Sheldon and Leonard as they are going on. So that means Friends had to wait until fall. And now, my friends, over here on the right-hand side, this stage stands a whopping grand total of 98 feet, 35 feet underneath the ground here. Currently, individual characters' apartments. Now, also, since it is so nice, many of you are fans of filmmaker Christopher Nolan from his movies, including Dunkirk, Inception, and Tenet. If you guys want to get straight into Stars Hollow, just head immediately right through the Friends Boutique. But folks, once again, my name has been Marco. Thank you for spending